little more complicated situation with markups. It's not quite as straightforward as saying we have a wholesale price and we're going to add a markup amount to get a retail price. Now we want to look at moving backwards. If I have a retail price and I know what the markup percent was, can I figure out what the wholesale price was before the store increased the price? This is pretty useful if you're paying for something at a store and you're curious, I know the store marked this up by 80%, but what did the store actually pay for it? So let's consider a situation where you buy a pair of sneakers for $99. And you know in this sneaker industry that stores generally mark up sneakers by 80%. So you're paying $99 and you're curious, what did the store pay as a wholesale price to buy those sneakers? So before we get too wrapped up in what the actual equation looks like, let's think about what's happening in this situation. Wholesale price plus a percentage of that wholesale price creates the retail price. We know this retail price. We know a markup percent. So we don't know the markup amount because we don't know the wholesale price. So the wholesale price plus a percentage of that wholesale price gives us the retail price. Well, let's start writing down what we know. We know the retail price is $99. So $99 is going to equal the wholesale price plus the markup percent of the wholesale price. Let's put in the numbers that we do know. We know the retail price is $99. Put that in there. We know the 80% for the markup percent, but we don't know this wholesale price. That's our unknown. Let's just call it X because we can. So the wholesale price of X plus 80% of that wholesale price, or 80% of X. Well, now we have a fairly straightforward equation that we can start to solve. $99 equals X plus 80% times X. So let's convert that 80% to a decimal. 99 equals X plus 0.8X. So these are like terms. X and 0.8X gives us 1.8X. Now I have 99 equals 1.8X, and I can divide both sides of the equation by 1.8. 99 divided by 1.8 is 55. So it's $55. This is a two-step process to find the wholesale price. We know the retail price, we know the markup percent, so let's go back to our conceptual picture of what this whole thing looks like, and maybe we can find a way to do it in a simpler one-step process. So the retail price equals the wholesale price plus the markup percent of the wholesale price. So back to what we started with. Well, the wholesale price is 100% of the wholesale price. Something is 100% of itself. So we have 100% of the wholesale price plus 80% of the wholesale price. 100%, 80% of the same thing. So that means we have 180% of the wholesale price. So 180% of the wholesale price will give us the retail price. So we can set that up in a little bit of a shorter equation. $99 equals 180% times W. I'm going to use W now because I can. So 99 equals 1.8 W. Divide both sides by 1.8 and you get 55. So $55 is the wholesale price. Now we can go and check that. So we can take 55, find 80% of 55. Well, 80%, if you remember, is 4/5. So 4/5 of 55 would be 44. 55 plus 44 is 99. So that checks out. That's pretty good.